Tom Skilling is here. So Iselle bearing down, huh?
Yeah, you know, it was losing strength down to 75 miles an hour. The new advisory's out. There's been a burst of convection in it. It's up to 80 miles an hour now. Do you know they had a small earthquake on the Big Island today, too? Talk about all kinds of things.
They're having a tough time in Hawaii.
They are. They are. The first hurricane, if this landfalls, as it probably will as a hurricane, or at least a high-end tropical storm, it'll be the first hurricane to affect the Hawaiian Islands in 22 years. More on that in a moment. We've got radar, satellite, and everything else. But look at this gorgeous day in Chicago. And what this time-lapse doesn't tell you is that big rains passed to the south of us, and winds have been blowing in off Lake Michigan with stronger speeds today, and those stronger winds will continue to blow the next couple of days, producing seasonable temperatures, and by that we're talking about low 80s inland and mid 70s at the beach, and also a little wave action. But this flow from the northeast has delivered dry air that's held some really heavy rains to the south. There's a prod of hot, humid air through the plains, and these storm clusters have developed on the north fringe of that. But fortunately, as you can see from this Doppler plot of rainfall, they've tended to move with the jet stream winds southeastward and stay away from Chicago, and they will continue to do that. Look at some of the rains we missed today. 6 inches downstate at Bellevue, Smithville, Missouri. Over 5 inches, nearly 5 at Palmyra, Missouri, and so it goes. Some very heavy rains down there. And all this as we were enjoying 81 degrees at O'Hare, 81 at Midway, the 8th day in a row with 80-degree temperatures. We've not had a string of 880s in a year. It was 88 at Williston, warmer in southern Canada than here. That's so often been the case. But high pressure will act as a deflector for this rain and will keep these little systems with rain passing to the south of us. And you see the isobars packed there? There'll be a pretty good wind blowing in from the east. Here's where the rains will fall. We attach the numbers to the rainfall forecast down here, almost 3 inches at Evansville and over an inch at Louisville, Kentucky. Tonight, by comparison, it's beautiful and clear. 74 at Midway, 70 at O'Hare, light easterly wind. These will pick up tomorrow. Northeast winds at 9 at O'Hare with a 56 dew point and a 56% relative humidity and a water temperature of 74. That ties for the high so far this year. Moderate mold spores and weed pollen. Temperatures inland go into the low 80s tomorrow, and here are the 70s along the lakefront. Same thing on Saturday, with 70s lakeshore, 80s inland, and even Sunday we do the same thing around here. But, of course, the big story on the other side of almost the world tonight, Hurricane Iselle is moving in on the Big Island, which it will pass tonight. Its winds have been upgraded to 80 miles per hour. It is now 150 miles east of Hilo, and there are hurricane warnings on the Big Island, in Maui and Oahu, where Honolulu is, tropical storm warnings, and flood watches all over. Here's the satellite view of the storm, whose outer bands now are moving onshore. Here are the rains passing south of us today, but we go out to Hawaii and you'll see how the rains right here are now starting to move in on the Big Island right here. The core of the storm is still offshore but moving inland. But here's a three-dimensional look, and you can see these cloud towers piled up along the shoreline. And of course, there are mountains there. You know, they've got Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa on the Big Island that tower 13,000 feet into the atmosphere. Already they have 40 and 50 mile per hour wind gusts, and this is all blowing up against those mountains, so you're going to get some really heavy amounts of rain, and they're talking about mudslides. There's the Big Island, and there's where the storm is right now, and here's our computer model forecast showing the storm with its rain bands moving in overnight. It goes up the whole chain of the islands right there, and then here's the next system right here. This one will pass to the north of them. Look at the rainfall here. The east-facing sides of the mountain, or the islands, where the winds are coming in and blowing up the mountains, will see the most rain, and they're talking about accumulations that might go up to a foot of rainfall coming down very quickly. It'll go right across the Big Island, pass south of the other islands, and this is 22 years beyond the date of the last hurricane to make landfall in Hawaii. Now, this thing was a big storm. Iselle has about half the winds of Iniki, which is the biggest and most expensive storm to hit Hawaii. Did it back in 1992, cost $1.8 billion in damage, and it hit with 140 mile per hour winds versus the 75 mile per hour winds this storm will hit with. There were 30-foot waves. They said that there were 200 mile per hour gusts in the valleys there that snapped foam poles in that storm. So this is a fraction of the strength, but boy, these things are prolific rain producers and can cause some real problems. You know, it's interesting. We have an intern who goes to the University of Hawaii with us. Dave is here, former military man. And
Wow.
he's keeping us abreast on all the local lore from Hawaii, where the folks were in the supermarkets today clearing the shelves. Well, scattered clouds tonight, breezy, comfortable, low temperature of 65, east-southeast winds at 10 to 20. Tomorrow, sun filtered at times through the clouds, east breezes, and a high of 81, but mid-70s at the lakeshore. Partly cloudy, breezy, seasonable, and 66 tomorrow night. And another beautiful day, Saturday, for the Bud Billiken Parade. Sunshine through mixed clouds, high of 80 with mid-70s expected on the beaches. And a 7-day forecast that keeps the string going.
Yeah.
On Sunday and Monday, there might be an isolated thunderstorm in there in the afternoon, but it looks pretty nice. A brief cool down Tuesday, Wednesday, then we warm back up again. You looking forward to the parade?
Yes, I am.
I know.
Yes.
We're going to be out there. I'll tell you,
Beautiful,
that'll be a lot of fun. It's always
a good one.
a great parade.
Yes,
it really
definitely.
is.
All right. Thank you, Tom.
All right, Micah. See you later.
Your winning lottery numbers are coming right up, plus a heartwarming story about a Southside high school finally able to play their first football game. We'll show you how it was all made possible.
Live from WGN TV Chicago, the official drawing of the Illinois Lottery.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Linda Comer with your winning lottery numbers for Thursday, August 7th, 2014. Wishing you the very best of luck. Here we go with the first game. Pick 3. First lucky number for tonight, 0. Second number, 0. And your third and final pick 3, 6. Here we go with Fireball, 2. That makes the winning pick 3 numbers for tonight, 006, with a Fireball of 2. Time for the pick 4 game. We are truly in the heart of summer. Hope you're enjoying perhaps outdoor concerts, tennis, golf, perhaps just a lemonade stand and a dream with an Illinois lottery ticket. First lucky number, pick 4, 3. Second number for tonight, it is 9. Third lucky number, 5. And the fourth and final pick 4. 4. Here's your Fireball. It's 2. That makes the winning pick 4 numbers for tonight, 3, 9, 5, 4, with a Fireball of 2. Lucky day lotto, $100,000. Let's hope this is your lucky day. First winning number is 40, followed by your second, 17. Up next, the third, 6, followed by the fourth, 36, and the fifth and final, 18. That makes the winning lucky day lotto numbers for tonight, 40, 17, 6, 36, and 18. Here we go with Lotto. $6 million. Imagine. That is dreamy. First winning lotto number for tonight, 39. The second, 31. Your third, 2. Fourth, 20. Fifth, 34. And sixth and final, 40. That makes the winning lotto numbers for tonight, 39, 31, 2, 20, 34, and 40. All right, extra shot. Last game of the night. Certainly hope you've won some with the others. The lucky number is 5. Extra shot is 5. And Mega Millions, 115 million. Get yourself a ticket. I'm Linda Comer. Good luck and good night.
Tonight's lottery drawing was brought to you by WGN TV and